What's good, everybody? Sean Shola Rosenberg in the building. Back at you with another video. How are we going to start this? I know you guys are tired of all the Drake videos. Listen, I'm going to keep my, listen, this whole Kendrick and Drake beef, I've tried to move on from it, but, excuse me, but it seems to me I can't. I'm gonna stay on this saga. I'm gonna stay on this civil war until it really dies down and we can just move forward. But it seems to me that Drake has more enemies. And now this was unexpected. And it seems to me the newest enemy that could be potentially secretly beefing with Drake is his own mentor. Yes, the person that signed him and made him a big star. As we all know, what this video is currently Lil Wayne. And shout out to Fantastic Hip Hop. He dropped a new video on why Lil Wayne now officially hates Drake. So, without further ado, let's get right into the video.
Now, after months of speculation and confusion about where Drake currently stands with the man who signed him and helped mold him into the dominant musical force that he became in Lil Wayne, following a period where we of course saw so many rappers in the game take a clear stance against Drake but couldn't figure out where Wayne stood within all of this because of his complicated position in everything, we have finally been able to uncover where Wayne stands in this feud once and for all, which when we finally put together everything he has done since the height of the Kendrick and Drake beef. Despite rumors and moments that have tried to push the narrative that Wayne is still on Drake's side, with multiple moments that all led to his most loud, shocking, and effective statement about this entire situation yet, we can now see that even the rapper who brought Drake into stardom in the first place now has beef with him, because with almost every single song Wayne has dropped since the beef and with almost every single moment he has been a part of, while Wayne has not made a loud statement that has outwardly shaken the very tides of the rap world like other MCs have, Wayne has left all of the pieces together for us to figure out that there is some sort of serious problem between him and Drake. But now the greater question that needs to be asked about all of this is, why exactly have things went sour between Wade and Drake at this point in time, considering their over decade-long relationship? And while this is a massive question to answer that has genre-altering implications, when we look at all the hints Lil Wayne has left us about his current disdain for Drake, we can begin to piece together why this once iconic brotherhood in hip-hop is no more. And now the first moment we have to look at is the feature Wayne dropped off on Corday's track Saturday Morning, as on this fantastic...
Yeah, that was the thing. That was it was not only Corday's track, Saturday Mornings. There's been a lot of speculation that Drake and Lil Wayne could be potentially beefing or potentially having a fallout because if you guys remember on Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us song, you know, Kendrick Lamar has the bars he's saying, you know, F on Wayne girls while he was in jail, that's conniving. And then get his face tatted on you like a B, and that's connive, then apologizing. And as we all know, Drake did confess to Lil Wayne and said, I messed with one of your girls. And Lil Wayne was kind of like, he was hurt by it. And then if you guys remember back in 2011 when Lil Wayne dropped the Carter 4, he had on the song 6 foot and 7 foot. He raps the bars, had my heart broken by this woman named Tammy, but hoes will be hoes, so I couldn't blame Tammy. Now that we know that is confirmed that, Drake told Lil Wayne, hey, I messed around with your chick. Or I messed around with a chick that you liked. And then there's now more speculation because if you guys remember when Kendrick Lamar released the Not Like Us music video, Drake was at an all-white party, the same party that Lil Wayne was at, but there was no pictures of Lil Wayne and Drake together. And then people were speculating, also said that, Lil Wayne and Drake did not talk or anything. And then, of course, Lil Wayne does his show, and people were and he was wearing the OVO chain, and people were speculating that Lil Wayne said not like that he was either giving Drake props by saying they don't like us, or people were mainly speculating that he was actually saying not like us. But then after that, Lil Wayne decided to hop on 3 songs, and this was one of the songs first, Saturday Mornings with Corday. And on Lil Wayne's verse, people were speculating that Lil Wayne was possibly taking subliminal shots at Drake. And then, yeah, we'll get to the next few songs a little bit later. But I just wanted to tell you that brief backstory of that. So let's just continue with the video.
Verse from Wayne, which absolutely stole the show in a fashion that only few features were able to top this year with their lyrical firepower. On this verse filled with classic Wayne quotables, amongst many other punchlines, he delivered a few bars that turned a lot of heads, which said, "I'm a goat, you a sacrificial lamb, you a teddy bear, you a Teddy Graham." And now with these bars, what Wayne seems to be doing here is making a feint, but if you are paying attention and understand the context of everything, a noticeable shot to Drake where Wayne is putting himself above Drake first off and the drama that he is in right now. And then is going on to say that while he is the GOAT, Drake is being sacrificed to the rap game, and now as Wayne goes on to call whoever this bar is about a Teddy Graham, and Drake's real name is of course Aubrey Graham. This is the first lyric that is telling us that something between these two is off on some level. Because in this moment in time where Drake is under so much scrutiny, why would Wayne even allude to something like this that could be perceived as a diss towards Drake? And now, while this one moment would not necessarily be enough on its own to send the rap world into shock over the fact that Drake and Wayne are beefing, building on this, just as this song was beginning to go viral and people were questioning if Wayne dissed Drake, Wayne almost seemed to quietly double down on what he said by then coming out and releasing another song a few days after this with DJ Premier, Big Sean, and Rick Ross. And now, out of all of these names on this track, the fact that Wayne is standing alongside somebody like Rick Ross, who is somebody whose beef with Drake has escalated beyond even music, and has went into the physical realm considering what happened last time Ross was in Toronto. This is all showing that this isn't just a case of Wayne appearing to be on a song with another rapper who happens to have a problem with Drake by chance, but that he is here and standing by Ross still because he is not on good terms with Drake himself either. And
that's another one too. And this is another reason why people were speculating that Wayne is beefing with Drake, because Lil Wayne decided to hop on a song with not only with DJ Premier and Big Sean, which they have nothing to do with this, but with Rick Ross. As we all know, Rick Ross and Drake do not like each other, of course, because this all stems from because Rick Ross got mad that Drake has sent out a cease and desist letter for the record that Drake did with French Montana called Splash Brothers. And Drake never cleared his verse, and that's why this whole situation started between Rick Ross and Drake. And then, as you guys know, Rick Ross appeared on Metro and Future's collab album. I believe it was the first album, We Don't Trust You. And then, of course, Drake responded with his own diss track, Push Ups. And then just 2 hours later, Rick Ross responded with his own diss track titled Champagne Moments, dissing Drake. And then basically Rick Ross clowning Drake for having a no job in a BBL, getting work done with his body, which is hilarious. And then Rick Ross goes on Instagram, his IG stories, clowning Drake. He said, woke up, I just hear that BBL Drizzy just went and told his mommy on me. Oh, Cupcake, tell your mama. It's something like that, I'm not going to go further, but you get what I'm coming from. And then after the whole Kendrick and Drake beef was died down, after the diss tracks were settled, Rick Ross decided to go to California. Canada to have a show there. Then after he done his show, they ended up playing the Not Like Us diss track, and then some Canadians got mad and confront him and told him to don't play that record and stop playing that record. And then a fight broke out, and that's what happened. So I don't know if this is another reason why, I guess Wayne saw what happened to Ross. I'm not trying to throw theories out there. I'm not trying to, cause something. I'm just saying that it is kind of like it is kind of weird though. Like, I'm trying to figure out who is Wayne sided with. But this is also another thing. Shout out to one of my favorite hip hop historians on YouTube. He's also he has his own podcast as well. And he also said that, I was listening to his podcast episode today, and he said that, and this is kind of makes sense, that, I think Lil Wayne probably does not, I'm not going to say he's out of touch out of respect for Wayne, but I think Wayne kind of not seeing what everybody else is seeing. He's probably not understanding what's really going on. And I don't know if Lil Wayne is actually paying attention to the whole situation that's going on with the whole Kendrick and Drake beef, but I think he's just been doing his own thing and just probably swaying away from it. That's just how I look at it. But let me know what y'all think. Just leave it down in the comments down below what y'all think. Do you what's been going on? All right, enough of me talking. Let's just get back to the video.
And now, between these initial musical moments, which show Wayne sneak dissing Drake and appearing alongside one of his biggest rivals, and then other details that only seem to support this idea, such as that Drake and Wayne were not seen together once at major public functions they were both in attendance at, like Michael Rubin's White Party. And then on top of this, other things like Not Like Us playing during a Lil Wayne concert before he came out, and then Lil Wayne chanting They Not Like Us while performing the motto at a club, which while even I thought was supporting Drake at first, now in conjunction with all of this, seems to show Wayne to almost be mocking Drake and making so many passive moves at dissing him. And now on top of all of this, most recently, and making all of these pieces from features to the subtle jabs all appear as clear and targeted attacks. Wayne has had another feature release on Mike Will Made Its track Higher, and now while this song also features Drake's good friend Lil Yachty, as Yachty also appeared on Mustard's album, who is of course the producer of Not Like Us, we have seen that he is really a non-factor and does not care about what songs he appears on, as long as he is getting a check. But now what's significant here, and is really serving as the most telling piece to this complicated situation so far, is that in the music video for this song, we see Lil Wayne wearing multiple chains, and at that, not just any chain, but none other than The Weeknd's label XO's chain. And as The Weeknd came out on social media to support Wayne and show love for him supporting him and his crew.
Yeah, and this right here, this is the recent one. Right here. And this is where I believe this is where the nail in the coffin right here, that I could be just speculating. These are just, speculations, but this is kind of like, I'm not going to say it's weird, but my question to Lil Wayne is, why are you wearing a chain, an XO chain, while Drake has potentially not, this is no longer a music beef, but a street beef with The Weeknd. As we all know, yes, I said it, street beef. Because if you guys remember, before the Kendrick and Drake beef kicked off with the diss tracks, on April 29th, The Weeknd's manager's house, Cash XO's house, ended up getting shot at in Los Angeles. And then just a week later, right after the beef settled, 2 days after Drake dropped The Heart Part 6 on that Tuesday, I believe was April, I think it was April 6th, I believe. Let me check. Hold on, y'all. I gotta check. What was it? April 7th. Yeah, April 7th. at 12. I think it was at 12 p.m. or in the morning. After that, after 2 days later, after Drake dropped his final response record to Kendrick Lamar, Drake's house gets shot at, and his security guard gets shot at, and people were speculating this is a retaliation from the weekend because of from the weekend and his team from the weekend's manager Cash XO's house getting shot at. So as we all know, this is no longer just a music beef between Drake and the Weeknd. This is some actual street beef where someone's life almost got killed. And yes, the Weeknd's manager's security guard in Los Angeles got shot and hit, and then a week later, on that Tuesday, Drake's house gets shot at and his security guard gets hit. So this is some street stuff that's going on between the Weeknd and Drake. You can say Kendrick Lamar is somewhat tied into that, but I don't want to put all of Kendrick in this because Kendrick has completely nothing to do with this. This was just a music thing with him and Drake, but with the Weeknd, that's more of a serious thing. And I don't know why Lil Wayne is wearing the Weeknd's chain. Well, not his actual chain, but his labels, but the XO chain, which represents the Weeknd's label. Because I think this might be another dig at Drake to say, but the way how I see it, if you're going to be, but one thing I see it, the only way for me to, it's just like this. If y'all remember the, what's his name? If y'all remember 50 Cent, when 50 Cent shot the music video for his song Major Distribution with Snoop Dogg and and Jeezy, that was around the time, because during that time, 50 Cent had beef with Rick Ross. And that was the same time Jeezy had beef with Rick Ross. So what did they do? They put the MMG chain in the music video. You see there was a kid that was wearing the MMG chain in the music video, and that was clearly a diss and a dig towards Rick Ross. Now, if Lil Wayne was, it's just weird that Lil Wayne is rocking an XO chain in his music video. But it would have been different. So I think this is a diss could possibly be a diss towards Drake. Now, if this was a diss towards the Weeknd, the only way I would see if Lil Wayne was really siding with Drake, if Drake was in this video or just was either on this music video, he didn't even have to sing, he would just appear on the video, and Lil Wayne was rocking the XO chain, that would have been a diss towards the Weeknd. Since Drake did not appear on this song, and then Lil Wayne was wearing that chain, it only makes sense that it seems to me like Lil Wayne is either siding with the Weeknd or basically giving the Weeknd a shout out, or he's paying homage to the Weeknd. But I don't know. This is just all weird. But let's just get back to the video.
Which also, just by doing this, was definitely the Weeknd trying to poke Drake a little more. This piece of jewelry that Wayne was showing off in the music video garnered even more attention. And now what's so serious about this is that really, even more than Top Dawg Entertainment and Kendrick Lamar in a lot of ways, Drake's beef with the Weeknd and his XO crew is even more serious, as because Drake and the Weeknd are from the same city, they have been beefing on the same turf and are involved even more in the same circles than Drake and Kendrick could ever be. And now with all of these moments, which if you take away anything from, at the bottom line, if we are not even trying to look further into his lyrics or into his actions, are just showing Wayne's show support for the Weeknd, Rick Ross, and Kendrick Lamar, who are of course some of Drake's biggest rivals. At this moment in time where Drake has never needed more help from other artists, especially somebody who actually can rap like Lil Wayne, Wayne has been nowhere to be found when it comes to supporting his corner, and instead, he hasn't just been passive or in hiding. He has been standing on the other side of things and doing work and showing love to the artists who have teared up Drake's image like we have never seen. So with all of this, we are now witnessing firsthand from what has been put out that Lil Wayne is not on Drake's side and that he has been making a quiet effort to help echo the same hatred that so much of the industry has for him. But as Drake and Wayne have been close for so long, the greater question that all of this still leaves is why would Wayne be doing all of this in the first place? And now I don't think anyone aside from them would actually be able to answer this question in full detail. What we do know for a fact is that what Kendrick Lamar said about Drake stealing Wayne's girl while he was away is a true thing that did happen. And while I am sure with this happening over a decade ago, for somebody like Wayne, it would take more than just this one thing to set this all off. Kendrick bringing this back to light definitely added some more fuel to whatever is already brewing, but beyond just this, the only other answers we can draw up is that what Kendrick said on Not Like Us is just scratching the surface of their personal issues. And now as it seems like Nicki Minaj and Drake's relationship is also somewhat disrupted because of the way Drake so freely hops on songs with female rappers that Nicki does not like, maybe Wayne is sticking with Nicki and riding with who he really feels like represents Young Money and everything they built, but regardless of this as it stands right now. And whether all of this is because of some...
Oh yeah, that's another thing too, because if you guys remember on the 100 gigabytes unreleased tracks, Drake decided to do a song with Lotto, and as we all know, Lotto and Nicki Minaj do not like each other. Even though there was no disses towards each other, maybe some subliminal disses through tweets, but yeah, that's another thing too. Man, Drake is just making making more new enemies than ever. I mean, this is not the first time Nicki Minaj and Drake had issues in the past. Had issues before. Someone had issues in the past as well. There were alleged issues in the past. We don't know if that was real or not. But just last year, recently, I think a year or two ago, they made up and everything, and then Nicki dropped her album, The Pink Friday 2, late last year, and then Drake was featured on the track, I think Needed, I believe. And then now, a couple months later, Drake collabs with one of Nicki's enemies, which is Lotto, because like I said, Lotto and Nicki Minaj have issues. So now this is another, probably, I don't know. My question is, how does Nicki Minaj feel about this? Now, Nicki Minaj has indeed paid attention to the beef as well. And I don't know whose side is she on. Is she going to try to keep her friendship alive with Drake, or is she directly going to disdain and dismiss Drake and side with Kendrick Lamar? Well, not dismiss, but is she going to side with Kendrick Lamar? Well, the only question is, we don't know. But it seems to me like Lil Wayne definitely chooses a side. But these are just alleged. We don't know the whole history because, remember, Lil Wayne and Drake has a whole history with just collaborating, and Drake and Lil Wayne putting Drake on, and Drake being the big star he is thanks to the cosign of Lil Wayne. This is just all just weird, in my opinion.
Some sort of industry drama, or it's because of personal differences. We know for sure that Lil Wayne has turned on Drake as he has been quietly showing his support for all of these other artists. And as Wayne is going out of his way to support some of the artists Drake has some super horrible tensions with, like The Weeknd, it's clear that he has never wanted to stand further away from Drake, because in this time where association in the rap game is so pivotal and telling to where everyone stands, because of course, as we have seen, Drake has absolutely lost it when anybody has shown any sort of respect for his rivals, even outside of the rap world with people like LeBron James. Lil Wayne has definitely offended Drake in this way, and has been trying to, and while this feud has not blown over yet, and maybe Drake does not want it to in full because he is scared of messing with a rapper who he directly knows how great he is, as Wayne seems to be getting more active with features this year right now. Maybe his future verses will reveal more about how he feels, but as it stands, All we are left to do is wait and see who will be the first rapper to take this beef to the next level. And now, with all this said, let me know. What do you think about this entire situation, and why do you think Wayne really has turned fully against Drake? I can't wait to hear what you have to say, and if you want to hear how, despite controversies like these, Drake is still going to be trying to diss Kendrick Lamar soon, check out the suggested video.
Yeah. I don't know what to expect. Is this truly the end of? Is this truly the end of Drake and Lil Wayne? And of yeah, is this truly the end of Drake and Lil Wayne's friendship? And then they're for them to be collaborators and do music anymore? Yeah, I'm not. But let me know in the comments down below what y'all think. Do y'all think this is the end of Drake and Lil Wayne, or is this just a speculation that maybe sooner or later they're gonna talk it that they're gonna go on these go on either on an interview and address everything and say no, we're still cool, and then there's no attention going on. But I'm grateful for y'all joining this video. Make sure you subscribe down below and leave a like or a comment. And if you want to join the Discord community, which is the hip hop community, talk of the culture with Mikhail and friends, I'll leave a link in the description down below. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get my words right all the time. Trying to get my words in as I can. So, without further ado, I'll see you on the next one. Deuces.